Hello, hello, hello there, my crafty buds. It's your crafty bud Peggy, and welcome to Stormy's Imagination Station. Guys, I've been a little MIA the past week. I've been working on another one of them projects. Guys, I did two of them, in fact, and the first one I'll show you real quick. I just think she turned out cute. This is the first, art doll that I've done, and instead of doing her jointed and stuff like I was going to do, Miss Danina over at the art bar shared with us a sheet of these little art dolls. And so I cut her out and I made her a couple of arms out of rolled magazine page, and she come with her little hands there, and I glued her hands in. But she's intact with her body. Her little upper bodice is wrapped in that gorgeous iridescent fabric, and actually her feet is what's holding on her skirt. And I just layered up some tulle and a doily and some more of that gorgeous iridescent material and draped it around her. And then I took I had a piece of muslin that had some words stamped all over it, and I just cut them up in little thin strips here for her hair. Gussied up her little crown a little bit, and this is just the vision that I saw of her. Whenever I got her face all colored and stuff, I said she really needs a fabric dress. So I turned her into a fabric doll, and that's how she turned out. She's my first one of those, so I really had a blast making that, guys. Over at the art bar there, it's a closed Facebook group. If you're serious about crafting, mixed media and stuff, head on over. You'll love Danina and the rest of the gang. But guys, what I wanted to show you today is I worked on an extra chunky monk. This is just a sitter. This is just an art piece. I made this following the awesome artist Lorrie Marie Jenkins. And I got into making this book and I couldn't stop, y'all. That's what I've been doing. So this is just chocked full of her great ideas and things that I've learned to do. And I tell you, I had a blast making this. So I made this with my daughter in mind. And instead of a lot of the magazine faces and stuff, you'll see I used her as my inspiration for all the pages. Now, Sis likes the vintage look. She likes the flowers and stuff like this, but she loves more like a 50s feel. I could see her wearing a poodle skirt all the time and her hair in a ponytail. It's just the kind of girl that she is. So I made this kind of vintagey, and all I did is layered up some different papers. I did some of this beautiful orangish, goldish, like a honey colored on this bottom that I ripped and hit the edges of with the Stabilo pencil. I did order a Stabilo, thanks to Miss Lorrie. I love it. Dreams should be too big is what I put on the front. I used some texture paste and a stencil for the beautiful flower here on the front. And then I used a map behind that in order of what she does now, and as well as the horse you see on the cover. She's affiliated with the racetrack and thoroughbreds, and so I thought that was fitting, as well as the old vintage magazine page that I used for the top there. And then I just made a little simple chunk chain here with some gorgeous beads, and copied the tassels that I used on all the tags throughout it to make that just play off each other. The back of it, again, is very simple. I did a love stamp here, and I'll put my made by mom on there, but that's how I left the back, and that's what she really loves. She loves this old style vintage feel, so that's what I did to that. This is how it looks. This has got charms and chains and all that hanging off of it, but this is what the edge looks like, and she is a chunky monk. Excuse me. But let's go in and sculpt it out, guys. The front page, I used a side view of her, and I just layered up a metallic butterfly, which I hit with some gorgeous green iridescent flatback pearls. I added a hanging chain here with matching cat's eye beads in blue and green off of this, and then this is a piece of jewelry here that I've added. I've added various metal pieces back here, as well as decoupage, a beautiful napkin, and magic. She's my mystical child. And that's what that page there looks like. I hope I can get all them pops and stuff on there. Then, guys, on this one here, of course, we got our horse. They're having fun with him. It's his birthday, and he's a fun-loving horse. And they made him a hat and stuff, and they had him a party and just had a blast. And so I've got a little flip up here with a butterfly, fun on the farm, I put. And that's where they lay up for the winter on the farm. So, and then the little sentiment that I put up here is a hero's strength is measured by his heart. And guys, I did the texture paste on this. You can really feel the awesome texture on this throughout it and stuff. I had a blast making this. Then on this page here, I just did something fun. Nooks starts this, and this was before I got my Stabilo pencil, but I was so anxious to do this. I did this in magic marker around her, gave her an egg's eye. She's just totally mixed media. And then if you look closely, I did one of Lorrie's techniques here. That's what that side looks like. I did various metallic paints and techniques on this, but that's a picture of my daughter that I put on acetate. And you can see that as you turn it. And then nooks and crannies. And then I made this one here more mixed media. With all the ideas and stuff going through her head, the crannies of the brain. Hit the edges, did the doodling around it, gesso. There's so many layers on this. Book pages. I just had a blast doing this. Then on this page here, I did one of my first paper transfers, guys. I just printed that out on my laser printer, and Miss Lorrie teaches you how to transfer this. It was super easy. I had a blast with this. And then I Mod Podged over the top of it so nothing will happen to it. This right here is one of my mixed media arts that I made with Miss Danina and them at the art bar. And I folded it in half and turned it into a beautiful pocket. And then inside the pocket, I used my daughter's inspiration again and put her on the Queen of Hearts from the Alice in Wonderland story. I always told her in this picture with her little mouth open, she was saying, "Off with their heads." And this is how this works. This is a black and white picture that turns into a color picture and disappears. Isn't that cool, you guys? I had the best time making that. I added the natural trims on this again. This is pulled wool and different kinds of trims. I've got a little baby tag on here that she can play with. And in the back of it, I just added a picture of her on the back. But I had a real blast making this. That was a lot of fun there. Then, guys, I made something that I thought of as I was doing this. And this is the free-flowing heart. And I kind of went off of one of her ideas, and then I took it further. And I cut the picture of Sissy and her bow out and hung this on chain right here. And this just free falls. And then as you turn the page, it hangs like this. And then there's another picture of them on the back. Memories with you, I put. But I really had a good time doing that. I got the key to their heart hanging on the side here of it. But I just really like that. Isn't that cool, you guys? And it just hangs and dangles there. It's hard to show this. The camera's up above me. But you guys get it. And that totally hangs and it'll free fall and spin, and it's on its own chain. And then the look through is happily ever after on the back. And I did a lot of doodling and layering and paint techniques on that, but I really like how that turned out. I had a lot of fun with that. Miss Lorrie had done a page in her book of Alice in Wonderland, and it was a long view. So again, I used my daughter and did her on both pages and used puff paint, which I've learned a lesson on. This needs to be powdered or something, or you have to, I use this piece here to keep it from sticking, because even though it's dry, it's plasticky and it's puffy and it'll stick. But I had a great time with that. I've got a triple layered butterfly on the bottom here, gorgeous flowers decoupaged around her, and I just love how that turned out. This page here is a fun, whimsical one. She was doing one of those techniques on the phone, and it gave her the bug eyes. And I just took wires and run out and put a bead and a charm hanging on the ends of them there for her eyes. And it was just fun. I just had a blast with this. Wild Groove. And then there she is. She had her eyes bugging out again, so I gave her Google eyes and put her arm and stuff on this wedding dress, and she's holding a bouquet of shrimp, which she would never do. And then paint techniques and all of that building up to it. I just had a blast with that. I loved the Popeyes on the wire there. I just thought that was super fun right there. Then the next page, I did more of the transfer technique. This is the kids whenever they were all younger, family, layered up. Again, used markers, waiting on my Stabilo. And then at the bottom, that's a ghost image of her there that I transferred on. But all of this has been transferred with just laser pictures that I printed out on regular paper. This one here I had a fun time with, again, because of the horses. So I just decoupaged some napkins on this page here and put some of these cute tags in. But look at that 3D wooden horse on there. Isn't he cutie pie? He had to go on there. Then on this side here, I've got an envelope with a little tag down inside, but she can tuck little things down in there. And this is just a couple of, it's just a horse postcard that she can use the back of it and do what she wants to. And again, I just decoupage napkins on this one, layered up a little bit of lace down there. Just something fun playing off of what she's doing now. This one here is, again, I did this with marker and stuff and the transfer technique before I got my Stabilo pencil, which I really recommend, you guys. That thing is awesome. But this is how I layered this up. And this, again, is another one of those acetate pages. It makes this one here a little bit more darker than it was made for, and when you turn it you can just barely see the imprint over this one. But this is a pencil drawing I had of my daughter, so I transmigrated a smaller version of it to the page and come up with this, the diamond rolls on the bottom, triple layered butterfly again, different layers of paint and gesso and stuff on this. I just love this. This one here, I wanted to do a texture page, so I used various spray arts in this one with texture pastes and stencils, and just had a blast with this. Just wanted to make a pretty page in there that you can play with and feel, and this is just really yummy. I love it. I love all the techniques that I learned from Miss Lorrie. And on the side here, I've made a tile that I decoupaged, a picture of her and I on one side, and then a beautiful start of a little poem on this side, and sealed it and stuff, and that's just made out of layered up paper, and made that. Then I added a little skeleton leaf and just a little bit of this gorgeous fabric. This was all I had of it, with a little button, and it's got some gold running down it, and I put it on a chain on the side there, and I just love that. It's got a little tab up here. This page here is super fun, y'all. Check this out. Isn't that cool? And in her eye is the boys. You could see back there in behind of them. And that's another picture of my daughter. And again, I used various techniques on this. I doodled on this, painted on this, sprayed on this, layered up different underpants, as Miss Lorrie calls it, and just made this fun out of her pictures. I gave her a crown of carrots up here. And then use some beautiful glitter texture paste on the side here. I just love how that turned out. But I love that eye. Isn't that cool? I just love that technique right there, just like that tag. This one here is another fun one. This is the double pocket. And again, I used puff paste on this one. So I've got some of this waxed paper down there to keep it from still sticking. But I've got ripped muslin down here on the bottoms of them, and got the palm here for the future, and just different fun things. And then I added some cute tags. This one here goes with the horse theme. And oh, the little top, where did it go? Oh, it popped off. Here we go. And that just hooks right on there like that. I unhooked it whenever I took it out of there. anyways, that's its little dangle there. I think that's super fun. And then enjoy the little things. And then I just added a tag within a tag with just some of my paper that I've made ripped up and different things that she can have fun with and just write whatever she wants to on there. And in the back of it here, I've just got a fun picture here behind of it with the puff paint again. Just super fun. Like I said, I had a blast making this with Miss Lorrie. And then this one here, we've got another super fun tag, and she used to be a waitress, so of course I had to put the guest check back there. And then we've got a couple of cute little pops, tag pops in here that she can write on and stuff like that. But I thought that turned out super cute. Made a band out of the bottom of the guest check there, and she'll love that with a tag. This is one of my homemade tags I made for it. This is about 7-8 inches, I guess, by about 5-6. I used the gauze stencil on this with texture paste. Hit that with some homemade sprays. And then again, that awesome top on there that goes with this line. I like how that turned out. And then, of course, we had to have the horse back there in the background. I just love that. I just think this turned out super, super cute. I had the best time making this. Then this is another one of Miss Lorrie's techniques. And as you open it up, there her and I is. There's a picture. There's that off with her head picture of hers that I put in there along with another mixed media tag. This is just washi tape. And she can put pictures of various sizes in that if she wants to on the back, or just use it as a tag. But that's another cool. The bubbles, I had so much fun following Miss Lorrie and doing the bubbles and stuff. We had a blast with this. This again is another photo transfer. I had a blast with that. And I also used the alcohol technique on this. While the paint was wet, I dripped alcohol on it and layered up paints, and it got this groovy look on that paint. Isn't that cool? I just love how that turned out right there. And then here we go, and we've put Sis in the hands right here. Smile. Makes people wonder what you're up to, it says. And then this here's another cool pocket right here with another handmade tag. This time with the ruler, and again with various paints, texture paste. I used some, what is that? Pattern paper on that. And then we've got the music notes on this one. I just kind of kept these flat. You know, I wanted to go crazy with them, but the book was already big enough. So here we just did another decoupage page over here. And I just love that. I think this turned out pretty cool, don't you guys? This is my first real mixed media book. So, and I followed her and had such a blast. Here's a better shot of her. I put her actually on the queen. With the off with their heads. Is that not the cutest thing? I think she's going to laugh her head off. Moment for you, I put. Again, I used the puff paints on the sides of it and stuff, which I really like the effect, but it takes it so long to get to where it won't stick together anymore. On this page, here's another picture of her that I did the fitty bar technique with on her hair. And I think that turned out super cute as well. I really love fitty bar art. And now I'm really working my chops on that. So, and I had a blast with this. I really did, following Miss Lorrie. And, man, I can't wait to make another book with her. This one here, again, I've got the face on the horse and all of our mixed media yummies. I did the doodling. I did the diamonds on this one with the texture paste and stuff. I love how that turned out. And then this one here is the honeycomb pops back here I did. And did a little stamping on stuff. And then again, we have the horse back there. Delicious thumbprint cookies, which is one of her favorites. So, of course, I had to add that. Back here, we've just got a vintage picture that I wanted to doodle on and stuff. And that was one of the first ones that I did in the book. I was messing with the paint techniques back there. And I got different shades going on and stuff. And I really had fun with that. And this one here, we did our first screen. And I didn't have any screen, but I had some of that gorgeous material that's like see-through. So I used that as my screen. And that's what that looks like. Isn't that cool? And then I got the cat back there and another vintage lady. And then the last 2 pages, I did mixed media again with the eye, with the face back here, and mother it says, because my brain's always scrambled. There's somebody else taking over most of the time. And then I put her initial on this, and then we've got a mixed media hidden door back here in the back. And I left this newspaper print from the old book that it was made out of so she could see some of that, but then I made another tile. And this is pretty thick. And then I have a beautiful Victorian girl on the back of that in the hidden door right there. And that's the book, guys. I had such a blast making this. I'm going to leave a link below to Miss Lorrie if you haven't checked her out. If you're wanting to wet your whistle with your mixed media, I highly recommend her. She's fabulous, and I had a blast making this book. And if you like it, give me a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, please stick around. I've got a lot coming up, a lot of cool stuff I want to share with you. And tomorrow we're going to be working with our clays again. For those of you who are interested in that, we're going to be using the 3D gel. So make sure you come back for that. And guys, thank you so very much for being here and spending time with me. And I hope you enjoy what I'm doing for you. And guys, until the next time, be crafty, be cool. And I'll see you when I'm looking at you. Okay, bye-bye.